Hello, and welcome to another episode of Todd Talks. And Todd Talks people listen, hopefully. I welcome you again to this episode because today we are going to be talking about the first 3D death battle of Season 6. And Season 6 already, honestly has been off to a pretty good start with Aquaman, Namor, and the Mega Man Battle Royal. But now it's the ladies' turn to get in on the fun, and we have Black Widow from Marvel Comics versus Widowmaker from Overwatch. Only the second Overwatch character to arrive after a Tracer. Seems like the ladies of Overwatch are getting all the attention. One of the guys will show up. My bad. Oh, actually, I take that back. Technically, Genji was in DBX and he lost to Raiden, so I'll take that back. I'll walk that back. But in a true death battle, only the ladies have shown up so far. But still. But yes, we have our first 3D death battle of the season, and I was not expecting it to be this. They said that season 6 was going to be one of surprises, and they've already surprised me now twice with the Mega Man Battle Royal and Widowmaker Black Widow. So I'm interested in seeing how this is going to look because there's a lot of potential here. So let's dive right in. All right. Sorry, I've been sick a little bit this past week, so if I start coughing a lot, that's why. So Natasha Romanoff, also known as Natasha Romanova, it was born in Russia, and that's about as far as I can get into her origin story before everything goes crazy. Because, yeah, it's crazy. She's had so many retcons and false memories and everything else that's going on. And if you know the current comics, which you'll get to, there's a weird twist in there. So let's just say that once upon a time, a girl named Natasha Romanoff grew up and eventually ended up as a super spy. But the reason she got to be a super spy was because she went through the infamous Red Room process. This was their top of the line, super black ops program that was meant to train Natasha to be the best assassin they could ever make. And that's exactly what they did. Natasha is a fierce warrior, fierce spy, fierce everything. She's just fierce. All right, she is the Black Widow, and because of this, she has served both her government and the KGB, and served as various other spy programs before coming to America, and eventually joining Shield, the Avengers, the Champions. I think she joined the Defenders once, leading a couple of groups, leading Shield once, and so on and so forth. But she was a villain to start, and then she got turned by the Avengers after she fought her own programming because the Red Room was really messed up. And she has had numerous relationships with multiple Avengers and other team members. For example, she's been with Clint Barton, aka Hawkeye, multiple times, Daredevil a few times, Steve Rogers once or twice. Go Steve. See, you thought Steve Rogers doesn't get lucky. Yeah, don't listen with the movies, kids. Steve's been with a lot of women. Uh, so she has though she started off on very rocky terms with them and has had to lie multiple times. She has proven that she is an invaluable asset to the Avengers, and not the least of which is because of her training. Due to her Red Room training, she is not only an incredible acrobat and martial artist, she knows multiple fighting styles, and she has the athletic ability of a ballerina. Even though she technically wasn't one, that was a false memory. But it's crazy Red Room stuff. But her time in the Red Room actually enhanced her body. She technically doesn't have superpowers. I got to be clear on this. She's more of a Steve Rogers kind of thing, where she has been pushed to her the physical. Okay, the technical definition as defined by the wiki is the physical limit of a woman, which I find derogatory, but whatever. But she's been pushed to her physical limit. So, for example, she is strong enough to bench press 500 pounds, which I wouldn't even dream of trying to do, and I'm 6'2". So I don't know why my height figures into this. It just felt like something I would say. But she can bench press 500 pounds, and she claims she's a little stronger than that. But it's comic, so I have that there are some feats that support she's a little stronger than that. Then as for speed, she can run at about 36 miles per hour, and this is because her cells were enhanced with nanotechnology to both push her strength and speed to the limit, and also keep her from aging at an incredible rate. So technically, she is one of the few characters who can actually look like she does in the current comics because she was born in 1928. And so she's, let's see, it's 2019 right now. So she's like 91 years old technically, but she could pull off not because of the technology that is within her. So there's that. And then because it's the same nanotechnology, she has incredible agility that she can pull off on a dime. Her senses have been finely tuned, not to the Daredevil extent, but like Captain America, she can perceive information at an incredibly fast rate. And thus she can determine what to do next, how to move quickly. She even dodged machine gun fire from multiple people and dodged Bullseye and his shots multiple times. And if you know Bullseye, whether it be from the Daredevil series or the comics or whatever, he doesn't miss that often. All right, it has to take someone incredibly skilled for Bullseye to miss, and Black Widow is definitely that. And then obviously because she is a spy and an assassin, she has been trained in multiple weapons, including sniper rifles. I'm getting tired of people saying that Natasha doesn't use a sniper rifle. She's freaking Russian. Of course she knows how to use a sniper rifle. And she's a master marksman in just about every weaponry she has. And she also has her patented Widow gauntlets, which allow her to deliver 30,000-volt shocks, gas pellets, grenades, certain other equipment. So she's a threat both up close and at a distance, which makes her, again, the perfect spy and assassin, which she has put to use multiple times over her incredibly long career. She's fought the Avengers, the Defenders, champions. She's trained some of the champions in the Secret Empire arc. She has fought and beat the Punisher, and who she admits that the Punisher is actually stronger than her, but she beat him anyway. She's fought Captain America, Iron Man, Hawkeye, most of the Avengers, a lot of their villains. She has faced other Black Widows, including Yelena Belanova. It's a Russian name. But yeah, she has beaten her, basically her equal in the Black Widow in the Black Widow Red Room program. She's taken on the Thunderbolts, the Norman Osborn once or twice. She has fought so many bad guys. Again, it's a Marvel thing, so she's fought a lot of people. And though she hasn't won every battle, she has had her own scars and everything. She has come out on top more times than not, with the exception of Secret Empire, because even though she beat Punisher, she actually died to Hydra Steve Rogers. Don't ask. Um, and then it was found out that she could be cloned, and so the current Black Widow walking around is a clone. Comics, everybody. So Black Widow is a serious threat, a massively impressive woman. She has the ability. She is so well trained that she can, fake emotions to an extreme level. If you remember the Avengers movie with the scene with Loki, that's kind of what she was going for there. Um, she can ensure that she shows no emotion when she needs to. She can basically keep her body. She's perfect control of her body, so she can alter it however she needs to, and so on and so forth. She's proven her worth multiple times over. So she is one of the most deadly assassins in the Marvel Universe, and is said to be on par with the greatest assassins like Deadpool, Bullseye, Hawkeye, Daredevil, who's not an assassin, but you know what I mean, and so on and so forth. So even though she technically doesn't have powers, which people have made fun of her before, uh, she can hold her own, and she does so every single time she steps onto the battlefield. So don't mess with Natasha, because she's got a lot of red on her ledger. Ayo! All right, moving on to Widowmaker. Now, I'm going to fully admit once again that I have not played Overwatch, but I made sure I did my my duty to study up on Widowmaker. So I looked at the wiki, I looked at the official stats and what she can do, her strengths and weaknesses and everything. So uh, Amelia, can't remember her last name, I apologize, was a ballerina when she was growing up, and an actual ballerina, we can confirm that. Ballerina growing up, and that was all she wanted to be in her life. And then she married one of the heads of Overwatch, specifically the guy who was in charge of handling operations versus their nemesis in Talon, who wanted to take over the world and defeat Overwatch. But no matter what they did, he always had the right strategy to defeat them. And no matter what Talon did, they could never kill the guy, right? So what happened was that they kidnapped Amelia instead, brilliant. No, I mean, that was actually really brilliant. And they held her for about 2 weeks or so. And when she came back, after Overwatch rescued her, they didn't suspect anything was wrong. Until 2 weeks later, she kills her husband in his sleep and rushes back to Talon. But Overwatch didn't know this at the time. They thought they had kidnapped her again, and they had killed her husband. No. Apparently, while they had kidnapped her the first time, they brainwashed her and conditioned her to be a sleeper agent. And so once she had gained her husband's trust and everything, she killed him and went back to Talon to fulfill the training and become the Widowmaker, their deadliest assassin in their ranks that we know of currently. Um, Widowmaker is physically conditioned to be the perfect assassin to the extent that her body is able to actually lower her heart rate. And if you know snipers, which she is primarily, use things like diazepam to steady their heartbeat because the heartbeat can throw off a shot. So they actually enabled her body to lower her heartbeat to such a degree that she's basically cold-blooded, like a snake. So the heartbeat can't affect her shot. And because of this, her skin turned blue. Not sure that's how that works, but let's just roll with it. So, as Talon's deadliest assassin, she has completed multiple missions, including fighting off certain Overwatch agents. In her most famous one, the King's Row assassination. Saints Row? No, King's Row. I know I said King's Row the first time. I'm just joking. I worked on Saints Row, so that's why I have a soft spot for the series. Sorry. So during the King's Row assassination of one of the Omnic leaders, I can't pronounce his name. I'm sorry. She fought Tracer to a standstill, and then with her final shot, she knew Tracer would phase out, and her shot lined up perfectly so she could kill the Omnic leader. And she's been part of multiple missions, including the one to try and get back Doomfist's gauntlet. It didn't work out, but whatever. And she is still their go-to lady when it comes to assassinations because she is such a deadly sniper. She is able to, with her Widow's Kiss sniper rifle, she is able to not just do single shot bursts, which is not a burst, a single shot firings with really good precision. She can actually charge up her shot, and when it's at fully charged, if she gets a headshot, the person is basically dead. Like this is for most of the Overwatch heroes, she's basically dead. So like that's pretty cool. And obviously she doesn't have to fire at full charge. She can wound or clip or whatever she needs to in order to get the job done. And then, if that's not enough, her opponent gets too close, which is obviously what you want to do with a sniper, she can transform the Widow's Kiss into a submachine gun and have a ranged fire of about up to 120 feet. So, not the best, but she's a sniper first and foremost, so that's what she would need. To also prevent her foes from getting close to her, she has the Venom Mine, which is exactly what you would think it is. It's a mine that disperses poison gas. Now, it's stated that if you inhale it, you will be tracked by her, which is something I'll get to in a second, and it will gradually lower your shields and health. But a health pack can eliminate the effects. So it's not like permanent poison until you die. There is ways to get around it. She also has a grappling hook, which she uses obviously to get away from situations and help her get better vantage points, which is good when an opponent is getting really, really close. Her ultimate is Infrasight. This is a special scope attachment that she has that she can only use in certain amounts of time. That's a clear point I have to make. It only works for a set amount of time. And what it does is it allows her to see through walls and observe the heat signatures of her opponents through the walls via their silhouettes. So she doesn't see everything. She just sees their silhouettes. Now, this allows her to obviously help line up headshots and get the information needed to help line up the shot that she needs. So if she sees someone running this way, she'll, be over here, wait for them to show up, and bang, And then by that time, she probably has a charged shot, so she can get an instant kill. Now, it's stated specifically that she's not a great up close and personal fighter. She does not like to fight close range, which is if you remember the Tracer fight, she tried to get away from her so she could help line up her shot. She is incredibly agile, so she does have good body control, like she is a ballerina, which she uses to help line up her shots and make sure that her body's in the perfect position to do so. So she wouldn't be helpless, especially since, again, her Widow's Kiss does go into some machine gun mode. But it's not her forte. She prefers to be, it's in terms of strategy, she is a defensive player. She is there to help her team get to the objective, whatever that may be, and to slowly pick off their foes. She is not meant for a charge, an assault. She's meant to hide and get the job done from afar, which is fine. Which is also proven in the Overwatch tales, both the comics and the movies, because she has failed certain missions when certain factors haven't gone her way. She was hired to assassinate a CEO one time, and she had a shot, but because of an alarm going off, she missed. And instead of hitting her head, she clipped her earring. So she's not the most efficient, but at times, and obviously, uh, not all her shots are kill shots, but she is still the one that talent goes to when the job needs to get done. So don't take off the Widowmaker. All right, so who's going to win? Now this is really where Death Battle has to define their rules. Let's okay, sorry, so that's all the camera was focusing out. Okay, the rules of Death Battle are as follows. The first person to get a kill. Now, even though we see a whole battle and everything, there is no reason to think that. No, let me revise that. So, even though we see a whole battle, that's not how they think of things. They literally say what they think they need to say in order for a person to get a kill. So, if you remember the Raven Twilight Sparkle fight, when they were debating who could out magic who, Nick said, "How is Twilight Sparkle gonna beat the Soul Self ramming into her?" Right? And when they found out how fast the Soul Self could go, and then calculated the mass of the Soul Self based on Raven's own body weight, which was a lowballing it, um, Twilight Sparkle didn't have a way to counter that, and so that helped them, figure everything out. So this is where it gets tricky because you think with Black Widow being the expert up close attacker that all she have to do would be get close to Widowmaker and beat her there because then she can't use her gun. But here's the problem with that. If we're going by what are they going to do first, if this was the perfect situation, um, I would say that Widowmaker would use her infrasight, which she could technically activate because it'll be at full power during the fight, to see where Natasha is, line up a headshot, and kill her before the fight even begins. But does that follow the rules of Death Battle? That's the question. The real key here is when is Natasha gonna see Widowmaker? Because they gotta see each other some way somehow. Like that's how the fight starts. And obviously, Widowmaker doesn't know that Black Widow is. This is getting so confusing. That Black Widow is coming because that's the rules of Death Battle. They do not know they're coming. They know nothing about the other. So I see this as an assassination scenario. Like they are both out to kill a target, or one's trying to kill a target, one's trying to defend them, and then they both see each other, and that's when the battle begins. So let's just go with that. So the moment that Natasha sees that Widowmaker is a sniper, her tactical advantage would be to get close, and that's exactly what she's going to do. And then of course she's going to know to hide from the sniper. But that would also play to Widowmaker's sights because the moment she tries to hide, she can activate infrasight and try and get a charged headshot on Natasha. But will Natasha let that happen? And by that it means once she knows that a sniper is out to get her, she's got to assume that there's something that this sniper has that she doesn't, because she's worked again with all these Avengers, all these bad guys. She knows not to underestimate her opponents. She's pretty much incapable of doing that. Sorry. So that's the question. That's the question because it's specifically stated that Natasha is a brilliant tactical genius. All right. She ran Shield. She's helped lead the Avengers. She has worked in resistance movements. She knows how to fight, and she knows how to fight dirty. And if she sees a sniper out there, she knows she's not going to give them any chance to try and get her. So even though Widowmaker has infra sight, which again only works for a limited amount of time, I don't think that's a guarantee that she's going to kill Black Widow, because Black Widow might not know the power of Widow's Kiss, the Widowmaker sniper rifle, but that doesn't mean that she's going to be an idiot and say, "Oh, I bet it can't shoot through walls." She's either going to keep moving, which Widowmaker has shown she has trouble hitting moving targets at times. Um, she's going to make sure that she's behind enough defensive barriers to ensure that she can't um, hit her easily, and she's never going to allow her to get a shot. So what I'm saying is even and then you think, wait a minute, what about the Venom mine? Well, what I failed to mention earlier was that Natasha's training and enhancement actually makes it so she is immune to all poisons. For real. She is immune to basically all diseases and poisons, so she won't be affected by the Venom mine. And even though she might be tagged by the Venom mine, that's still not going to prevent her from trying to get close to Widowmaker. So, and then eventually she's going to figure out that the infrasight's letting her see her. So she's going to figure out a way to con it or defeat it in her own way. So even though Widowmaker definitely has an ace in the hole in terms of infrasight, it's not a guaranteed one-hit KO. At least not in my opinion. And just because she can use it doesn't mean she's going to get to use it in the battle. So even though I think it's closer than most people would guess, and even Ben said this is actually a really close fight, I think that between her experience, her tactical advantage, her own bio enhancements, which are definitely superior to Widowmaker's, Natasha is going to pull this off. So I picked the Black Widow over the Widowmaker. There you go. So with that, I'm ending this episode of Todd Talk. Who do you think is going to win in the Battle of the Widows? Yeah, let's roll with that. The shooting spider. The Black Widow's not Widowmaker's not a spider. Anyway, who do you think is going to be winning the Battle of the Widows? So, and how? So sorry. And how do you think this battle is going to look? I think it's going to look pretty amazing. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I hope you enjoy the battle. I will, of course, give my reaction once it's done. So I thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I know you were listening. It's time for the death battle, and I'll see you around.